All right. So this is Nishkant Das, who has been an ex-investment banker and is currently an entrepreneur in promoting cultures. So, Nishkant, why don't you can you give us a brief history of your career and what your main motivation was to be an entrepreneur today?
Sure. Thanks, Johan. Thanks for having me over. Just as you said, I've been an investment banker uh, uh, a person in the financial services business for the last 21 years. Before that, I graduated from IIT Kanpur. I'm an engineer from IIT Kanpur. I did my MBA from Exam Bhubaneswar, and the last 21 years have been in the financial services business across organizations like CRISIL, Standard Chartered, and HDFC Bank. So that's been the journey. Now, the reason I came to start this entrepreneurial activity was that I thought there's something that I could do for the lesser known communities, the lesser known tradition, and trying to do that while I was still working in a pretty busy environment like investment banking wouldn't have been possible. So I therefore chose to retire much earlier than one does. I chose to retire from the banking business, and I have pursued my interest in this area. And my area of intervention to start with is northeast of India because you have a plethora of cultures and traditions. Uh, Not many know about it. Not many in India know about it. So the whole effort and endeavor is to introduce these little pearls to the rest of the country.
All right. So, how do you think that technology will change your entrepreneurship in the next 10 years?
Oh, it's going to have a massive impact, definitely. Uh, One is when you're trying to popularize uh, lesser known facts in these remote areas, the ability to distribute or disseminate this kind of information in its right form is something that technology will definitely be useful. I think clearly one could also think of a platform where you could put together people who would present such cultural traits and cultural practices to people across borders, to people very far away from these locations, and that itself not only will promote these practices but also will attract these people to come and visit them, which also will help the local economy. So I think technology has a huge role to play. But my path was not to jump at technology from the beginning itself. I wanted to create this whole platform, the physical platform on the ground, and then try and scale it up or take it to the next level through technology or using technology.
All right. So, what guidance do you have for someone who looks to be an entrepreneur in the future? Yeah.
Johan, I think it's very important to be very sure what you want to do. Because if you are trying to be an entrepreneur, you clearly have uh, gone out of or jumped out of the standard way of working with an organization and trying to work your way up. And therefore, your conviction in what you want to do is extremely important. And while the whole plan, the whole landscape may not be visible to you when you start this journey, but it's important for you to know what you want to achieve at the end of it, right? You may not know exactly all the aspects of your goal, but if you have a broadly laid out goal that this is what you want to achieve, then I think you should be absolutely convinced about it, and then you should take the plunge. Of course, it is also so. Of course, that also comes along with the amount of passion, because only if you have a lot of passion, you will be able to handle or face up to the challenges that come in the way. Because the challenges that you face when you're an entrepreneur, vis-a-vis the challenges or the difficulties that you face when you're with an organization, you're an employee, are very different. And there in an in an organization, you have support systems, you have people who can kind of assist you in a common organizational objective. But when you're an entrepreneur and when you're starting off early, a lot depends on you yourself and the way you're trying to create this organization. So there will be challenges, there are a lot of hurdles, but if you have a goal, if you have a goal in mind, and you're very passionate about that goal, I think that's something that will take you there. And before I finish on this point, I think it's also very important to people get confused between dreams and goals, right? A lot of people have dreams about a lot of things, and there's something called a dream and there's something called a goal. And I would like to distinguish between these two. So a dream is something that can happen anytime, and typically, you could be daydreaming, you dream while you're sleeping. But the biggest difference between a dream and a goal, Johan, is that a goal has a timeline, right? So you want to achieve certain objective. Uh, let's say in the next, let's say 4 years or 5 years or 10 years or 25 years. But that has to be there has to be a timeline attached to that dream, and then it becomes a goal. Otherwise, it's a dream which goes on endlessly, and probably there's a very good chance that you will lose your way as you move forward. So I think these are very, very critical for you to start something on your own, and kind of jump out of the common bandwagon.
All right. So thank you, Nishikant. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.